Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rekakadash. Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father. Yahweh Shah being the name of His only begotten Son, who they ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Now we're going to get into this skin color situation.
And white people did not exist before 1681. Again, white people did not exist on planet Earth until 1681. Number two, and white people did not exist before 1681. Again, white people did not exist on planet Earth until 1681.
Now that was the lady Jacqueline. Just type in Jacqueline, white people, 1681. She'll pop up. And this is one of the great deceptions that the Edomites came up with, because they knew people was known by their forefather, and it was nothing in history that dealt with classifying people by their skin color. Now, skin color is in the Bible. Skin color is an identifying mark of the Edomites, you see, because they came out leprous. When you go into Genesis, let's start from the beginning. Make sure. Genesis 25. It says, and the furs came out red all over like an hairy garment. See, he wasn't hairy. It said all over like an hairy garment. See, Esau wasn't hairy. They called his name Esau. Okay, so we're dealing with Esau. He came out red. Now we're going to Leviticus and the priests. Let's see, 13. Let's try 15. See what that says. Okay, I think it's like 13 and 13. It says, and then the priest shall consider, and behold, if the leprosy have covered all his flesh. See, he was red all over. The leprosy was all over like a hairy garment. See, a hairy garment is from head to the whole animal is going to be red. It says, he shall pronounce him clean that have the plague. It is all turned white. You see, he is clean. So he was considered white. That the flesh was considered white. That's where you get why people go with the white, so-called white people, because this is how the Edomites came out. They came out with leprosy, and they was all of their flesh was covered with the leprosy from head to toe. So when you go into verse 19, it tells you how this leprosy looked. It said, in the place of the boil there be a white rising, or a bright spot, white and somewhat reddish. Somewhat reddish. See, they was red dish. And it be shown to the priest. So this leprosy was a lighter, way lighter than a dark brown. So when the contrast of the two, they just jump out there with the white. Now they're not literally the color white. They're more whitish and reddish. They in the between. That's why you got the color pink. Now, let's see here. To get more about, it's not just the skin color, it's also the leprosy. Is it 20? Because it talks about, I think it's 31. It talks about the hair. Not only do they have the skin from head to toe, but it also talks about the hair. Salakia. Salakia. Let's see. Talks about the hair. I'm thinking 30. Looking for the word yellow. Here it is, 30. It said, then the priest shall see the plague, and behold, if it be in sight deeper than the skin, and there be in it a yellow thin hair, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean, and it is a dry scale, even a leprosy upon the head or beard. So you have level to the situation. They can have yellow hair. That's where the blonde hair comes from. Blonde hair and blue eyes. Okay. So let's see here. What else we got? We got Esau having a certain kind of hair, but I kind of want to stick with the skin situation, because they try to call the Israelites black, and those are the words that people use. So it's kind of confusing because people use these words, but this is not how they used to classify people. See, when you or families or so-called races. See, they would classify a race or a family or a bloodline by the name of their forefathers, not by you black. See, they twisted that blank statement and put it on people that it didn't make sense. Put it on multiple races. So you got multiple bloodlines, and they threw a blank identity on all of these bloodlines. Black, it could be 100 different bloodlines, and they just throw a blank statement over these people, black people, when it's deeper than the situation. Verse 30, this is Job. It says, my skin is black upon me, and my bones are burnt with heat. So Job clearly showed that his skin was black. So Jacob came out black, and Esau came out red with leprosy. Let's get some in Lamentation. What is it? 4 and 8. It says their vintage is blacker than a coal. They are not known in the streets. You see? Jump over to 5. It says our skin was black like an oven because of the terrible famine. and they'll try to twist it and say something about a famine, supposed to change the context, but their skin was black due to their pigment. We're going to Acts 13. It says, now there was in the church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers, like as Barnabas and Simeon, that was called Niger. And when you go into the pronunciation and the Strong's concordance, it'll tell you that that word means black. They was called black in Antioch. And so it's all through the scriptures who the Israelites was and who the Edomites. Now let's get Esau, because we know who the Grecians were. The Grecians is identified in the scriptures. It says, and it happened after Alexander the son of Philip the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Chittim and smitten Darius the king of the Persians and Medes, that he reigned in his stead the first over Greece. So we know who Alexander was. He was a so-called white man, and he reigned over Greece. His 4 generals took over, and then they went to go try to take over Jerusalem. And what happened? In chapter 5, verse 3, it say, then Judas fought against the children of Esau in Idumea at Arabah time. So these Grecians was Edomites. See, they was so-called red peoples. When you go into Joel 3 and 6, it talks about the Grecians. It say the children of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have you sold unto the Grecians. And then it tells you who the Grecian was. Verse 19, Edom shall be a desolation. Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness for the violence against the children of Judah, because they have shed innocent blood in their land. So it's showing you how the Edomites is the one that is taking these Israelites who are black into slavery. You get it in Amos, who was giving them to the so-called white man. It said, and thus says the Lord, for the 3 transgressions of Gaza. Gaza is talking about the Arabs. They delivered up the whole captivity to Edom. Okay, verse 9, it says, thus says the Lord, for 3 transgressions of TARES. TARES goes back to the Hamites, the so-called black Africans. See, they was delivering up the whole captivity of the Israelites to Edom, the so-called white man. And it said the same thing in Joel, but this was very specific. Joel said Grecian, then it said Edom, so they can try to twist that and get some confusion. But Amos gave you direct statement that the so-called Hamites sold the Israelites to the Edomites. Okay, and this is what's going on. And so another thing with Esau, to identify Esau, it says, let's see here, 27, it said the boys grew. Esau was a cunning hunter. You know, the white man is the only hunter on earth. There's no contest with who doing the hunting on earth, especially when it comes to animals. They are the main hunters on earth. Now, here in verse 9 tell you what kind of hair Esau had. It say, go now to the flock and fetch me from thence 2 good kids of goats. See, the kids of goats was why she told him to go get these goats, because these goats had straight hair, no curls in this hair. A goat's hair don't curl; it hangs low like a dog, or it hangs like a horse tail. Now it says, verse 11, Jacob said unto Rebekah his mother, Behold, Esau my brother is a hairy man, and I am a smooth man. When you look at the so-called white man, he's very hairy. And let me get that real quick. I think I got a picture. See, Esau is a hairy man. A very hairy. If it wasn't for the razor, people would know that would be a clear identifying mark of these Edomites. They very hairy. Salakia. Now, let's see. So they red, they hairy once they get grown. And so yeah, that's the main points I want to bring out real quick. Giving you the identity of these. Oh, let me bring out the point about the fathers. Numbers 1 and 18 say, and they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers. See, the pedigree, the bloodline, and people are considered what their father is. They're not worrying about how their skin look. You see, even though the Israelites historically was dark skinned mostly, and historically the Edomites is leprous. That's historically. But you can go into certain instances, and Bob Marley is one of the best ones that people know. You got his Italian or Edomite father got with a Jamaican woman, had him. He got with a Jamaican woman, had his sons. Now his sons, they look like they're regular Negroes, light-skinned Negroes. Now his sons get with Lauryn Hill, another dark-skinned person. So the children from Lauryn Hill, these are Edomite children, but they gonna look totally like Israelites. This is what Matthew 13 was about. Was it 13:38? It say the field is the world, the good seed are the children of the kingdom. It says, but the tares are the children of the wicked one. See, the wicked one is talking about Esau. The enemy that sold them is the devil. Esau is the devil. The harvest is the end of the world, and the reapers are the angels. You see, it goes in again, I think. But that was the second time it went in. It had went in before that and said here in 30, it says, let both grow together into the harvest, and in the time of the harvest I will say to the reapers, gather ye together first the tares, and bind up them in bundles to burn them, but gather the wheat into my barn. So the tares is those children, like Lauryn Hill's children, See that their grandfather is an Edomite, who is Bob Marley, because his grandfather is an Edomite, and because his father is an Edomite, and his grandfather is an Edomite, and his great grandfather is an Edomite. You see, this is why these people are totally blind in the so-called Christian church, and the so-called white man have put a lying spirit, or pretty much blinders on these people. What is it, 25:7? It says, and he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people. See, he put a covering cast over all the nations, where he categorizing people with skin color and saying, where your bloodline come from doesn't matter. Your forefathers don't matter. It says, and the veil that is spread over all nations. And nations stood for bloodline in those days. It didn't stand for the country you lived in. It stood for bloodlines. And so this is what we dealing with when we dealing with the so-called white man, who is the Edomite. Going to Isaiah 60, verse 2, it says, for behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. Why? Because the man of sin, Esau, Edom, he the one covered the faces of the judges thereof. See, by saying that they was Edomites. You say Yahushua was an Edomite. God is an Edomite. You see, and so this is how he covered the faces of the judges thereof, and put all the people into gross darkness. Let's get two scriptures real quick, just to bring that point out to the max. It said, the earth was given into the hand of the wicked. He covers the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Who is the person that did it if it ain't these so-called white peoples? They the one covered the faces of the judges. They are the man of sin who got to be revealed before the end come. Verse 4, who opposed and exalted himself above all that is called God or that is worshipped, so that he as God sit in the temple of God, showing himself as an Edomite that he is God. You see, then look who they talking about. Verse 8, and then that wicked be revealed. Who was that wicked? Who was that wicked? Malachi 1:4. It says, whereas Edom says, we were impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. That says the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness. See, they're going to call them, the whole nation of Edom, the border of wickedness, and the people whom the Lord have indignation forever. See, the Lord is going to give them their punishment no matter what. That's why he say he have indignation for them forever. Until they get their punishment, he gonna be angry with them. And then the other one was Prayer of Azariah. Keep hitting them with this one. They ain't been hit enough. He says, and thou did deliver us into the hand of lawless enemies, most hateful forsakers of God, and to an unjust king, and the most wicked in all the world. See, the Edomites are the most wicked in all the world. They got leprosy. He put a mark on them where you can see who they are by looking at their skin. But he said the devil have some of their forefathers have crept in and sowed seed into the nation of Israel women. So now they're getting regular, their kids coming out with metalin and with pigment and with nappy hair, curly hair, and it's hard to tell which one is which. That's why they say let them all grow together, and the angel's gonna do the separating. The angel's gonna identify if this is a Edomite or Israelite, and the spirit is gonna identify. That's why they say that his spirit shall bear witness with our spirit, that we are the children of the Most High. It ain't gonna be bearing witness of our skin color. It's gonna be bearing witness with our spirit. But I'm gonna leave it there. All praise to Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai, Bashem Kakadash. Uh, double honors to the elders pushing the true peace of the elect worldwide. Our kingdom is at hand. Shalom.